guys, welcome back to Spoken Essays. I am Harshal Vora and you are watching the JavaScript tutorial with me. And I can see we already have 2 viewers. Thank you so much for joining. Hi Sommajit, hi Harsh, and whoever the second one is. Thank you for joining. Let us begin without wasting more time. Let me share my screen with you guys and we'll begin right away. Okay, so I'll go to the main tab. Yep, you guys can see the mouse. That is very fortunate. I'll have to open a new tab. So I already have a tab open with me here. Okay, yeah, that was the previous window. Let me go full screen. Great. So we are back here. Okay, what does this do? So we last night we were going through destructuring. So I think we're going to continue today. What does this do? Are we done with this? Okay, yeah, that was the guide we came across for the dot arguments, arg for for arrays, array. Yeah, anyway, you can use the same principles from previous 2 lessons. So I'm going to open this and I'll take a look at what the previous lessons were. So we learned what a spread operator is and we learned destructuring assignment. Well, we learned two things here: destructuring assignment to extract values and then assign variables. I remember some of it. Basically, we write it this way, exactly this way, and then we go ahead with this. Okay, so what is this? Assign variables. So I think we are already finished with this. 2 objects. Oh, from nested objects it's left. So we're going to finish that as well. I think we are done with nested objects. Yeah, I think we finished this, didn't we? If I run the test, yeah, we are done with this nested objects. We are out of sight indeed. Okay, let's continue. So this is from we're going to continue now. Use destructuring assignment to assign variables from arrays. Okay, so we're going to assign variables from arrays. Whoa. ES6 makes destructuring arrays as easy as destructuring objects. Very cool. One key difference between the spread operator and array destructuring is that the spread operator unpacks all contents of an array into a comma separated list. Consequently, you cannot pick or choose which elements you want to assign to variables. Destructuring an array lets us do exactly that. So we have a constant. That a constant is in itself an array and that array has a value 1 2 3 4 5 6. So we ask it to print 1 and b, the array a and b, not 1 and b. It will display values of a and b as 1 2, so 1 and 2. Okay, the variable a is assigned the first value of the array and b is assigned the second value of the array. We can also access the value at an index in an array with destructuring by using commas to reach the desired index. Interesting. So a, b, then this doesn't have a value as in the third one, then the fourth one doesn't have a value, then the fifth one, c, has this value. Interesting. Okay, so 1 2 5, yeah, so that's how you assign values. Okay, assign values to variables. Okay, use destructuring assignment to swap the values of a and b so that a receives the value stored in b and b receives the value stored in a. Very, very well. So what we do is a becomes b and b becomes a, doesn't it? Okay, so I write const because let n const. Interesting. So we are supposed to assign it, aren't we? What if I simply write a comma b equals in quotes a sure. Okay, so 6 comma space 8. That's it, I think, because we're reassigning it, we're not declaring it, so I don't know whether we should. Will this be a standalone variable? I have no clue. Identifier here has already been declared, exactly, so we can't. I think that's it. No, you should use array destructuring to swap a and b. Am I not? Let's see this. Oh, we have 3 viewers. Hello 3 viewers, thank you for joining. let's read this bit again. Are we supposed to use curly brackets or what? Use this, swap the values of A and B so that A receives the value stored in B. Yes. Oh, okay. Then instead we can write this. Will that do? Yep, that does it. Great. 41% complete. Let's set the goal to finish 100% of this by the end of this day. It will probably be done in this live itself, but one can hope. Okay. Destructuring via REST elements. In some situations involving array destructuring, we might want to collect the rest of the elements into a separate array. Separate array. Okay. The rest is similar to array.prototype.slice as shown below. I have no clue what this is, but I can see the function has something to do with array and then prototype and then slice. So slice must be a function to that must manipulate arrays. Let's Google it. Slice. Google for slice, please. So array slice method. So what does they do? Let's see. Constant fruits, that is an array. When we say citrus fruits dot slice, so we are storing something in the variable citrus, and we write fruits dot slice 1 and 3. So I'm assuming they're going to remove this value and this value, or slice as in take them out from this array and then store it in citrus. Let's find out. Yes, it says you can see that returns selected array elements as a new array. Okay, so slice does that. And what does prototype do? Will prototype be here? Should be. Prototype is here. Okay, so you can see array prototype.myUcase is a function. Maybe use the method on an array. Yeah, maybe you can use this to understand. I'm not going to go and I can understand what they're saying, but yeah, let's leave that. Okay, so variable fruits. There's a variable called fruits, and you can use the method on any array. Let's read this. The prototype constructor allows you to add new properties or methods to the array object. Okay. So array.prototype.myUseCase. UCase is use case function, or uppercase, could be either. So apparently we are adding a new prototype method where all of them will become uppercase. I don't know why they're doing that. So that each item in the array becomes uppercase. Could be. Let's see, array.prototype. Let's read that again. Maybe reading it will help us. I'll close you. Do we need this? No. Okay. Prototype allows you to add new properties and methods to arrays, because there is a property available with all JavaScript objects. Prototype property allows you to add new properties to project function, person, library. So then we can add another property. Okay. It would be an argument with this function, but yeah, okay, good score. Yeah, so this the result is similar to array.prototype.slice as shown below, and the bird has started chirping. The console would display the values 1, 2 and 3, 4, 5, 7. Yeah, so the first A and B would print interesting. And then array itself would print. Interesting. Because that is the rest. Okay. We will say variables A and B take the first and second values from the array. After that, because of the rest syntax presence, ARR gets the rest of the values in the form of an array. The rest element only works correctly as the last variable in the list, as in you cannot use the rest syntax to catch a subarray that leaves out the last element of the original array. use a restructuring assignment with the rest. That is an amazing bird. There is some good sound. I love that. Okay. Use a destructuring assignment with the rest syntax to emulate the behavior of an array.prototype slice that remove first two should return a sub-array of the original array list with the first two elements omitted. Maybe it's because of the bird. I have to read this again. Use a destructuring assignment. Excuse me. With the rest syntax. We have the rest syntax to emulate behavior of array.prototype slice. So we're going to emulate that behavior. We're going to edit the code here. Remove first two. This function should return a sub-array of the original array list. Wait. Should return a sub-array of the original array list. What is the original array list? The first two elements omitted, as in this much. Okay, what does this function do? Constant short list equals list. Okay, there is a function has been called. It takes an argument list. I'm going to assume this is the list. Yeah, this is the list. Indeed, it is the list. Okay. Then we have a variable called shorter list equals list. So when you call this function, this becomes this. Oh, sorry. Shorter list is. Oh. Okay. Now these guys didn't show me how to mention this way. Like, I'm going to assume the shorter list means the ... arr. I can never know. These guys don't tell us this is okay. Let's try to figure this out. Okay. Change this line. We're supposed to change this line. Okay. What I can do is comma space b comma space and then 1 2 3 dots and then shorter list equals list. I think that's about it. That's exactly what we're supposed to do. But let's see. Does it even return anything? Of course it doesn't. Sorry about that. Console.log and this. Yeah, you cannot declare a variable, can you? Simply give us console.log method. Yep, it does print that. Cool. I think we are good to go. Yep, 45% complete. You can see I only added this much. The shorter list word was already there. There is no spoon. There is no spoon. Where is that from? That is a song. Oh, there is no spoon. The Matrix. There is no spoon indeed. Okay, now we're going to use destructuring assignment to pass an object as a function's parameters. Something to do with this. Pass in object. This is an object as a function's parameters. I see. You can see that is the function parameter. The function doesn't have a name. This is going to be a short function. Shots.max plus stats.minimum. Where is that? Sorry, stats.max and stats.minimum. We're going to add that and divide that by 2. That will give us the stats. I don't know what they're going to find out, but yeah. Okay. Use destructuring. Okay, in some cases you can destructure the object in a function argument itself. Consider the code below. Constant profile update, profile data, constant name, age, nationality, location, and profile data. We saw how this works. This effectively destructures the object sent into the function. This can also be done in place. Then these become the arguments themselves. Okay. What do we put in the curly brackets? Nothing. Okay. Thank you, Papa. When profile data is passed to the above function, the values are destructured from the function parameter for use within the function. Yes. Use destructuring assignment within the argument to function half. To function half. Where is half? What? Within the argument. You mean this? To the function half. I think. This is the function half. Apparently, this is not a variable. This is the function. Okay. I'm saying okay in a very sarcastic tone. I didn't know that. Okay. I didn't know I was saying that. Okay. Within the argument of function half to send only max and minimum inside the function. Only the max and minimum. Simple. Max stats dot min. That's it. Now this says binding member expression. It says this doesn't make sense to it. Why? Do you want me to use another way? We can use another way. It still says banding. Of course we cannot write that minimum then maximum. Nothing will be printed because there's nothing, really nothing. Let's use this within the argument of the function half to send only maximum inside the function. I don't think that should work. Stats should be an object. We're not going to touch this. Half stats should be 28.75. What? Was it the same before then? What am I doing wrong? What was it like before? It was stats. This would return whatever. Destruction should be used. Destruction parameter should be used. This is the destruction parameter. I could either write it this way or this way. They've already written it this way. Okay. Let's go then. First of all, curly brackets please. Okay, good. ये तो ठीक है. Oh, yeah. How do you divide it? Where do you put the divide? You know what, let's use this first. Destructuring method. It's apparently a constant. Okay. Break the line. And I can resize you. Thank you. each other exactly if we destructure. What is this called? It is called stats indeed. Okay. That doesn't make sense at all. Instead, what if we do this thing? Constant profile update, and then half would become the function itself. But we don't want that. We want half to store this, but where would the name? Oh, come on. Are they intentionally giving us less data so that we don't understand? Or do they want us to figure it out ourselves? Let's reset this lesson. I don't know in which direction I'm going. So this is the code, and we're supposed to change this code or add it to it. So stats should be an object. We are not doing anything to stats. Half stats should be this. So when we run this function, if we run this function, it should return 28.015. That's it. So 28.015. But we have to change it this way so that this function doesn't get disturbed. The result doesn't get disturbed. Let's read you again. How do you do it? So you declare a variable. You're declaring a function called profile data, a function with a parameter called profile data. My parameter is the stats itself. Then inside the curly brackets, this does not have any curly brackets, mind you. It lists these, and then says equals to profile data. So these become the variables values. Interesting. What are you doing in there? I have no clue. I am definitely going to write this before I give up. So what does this say? What if I try to write it this way? Stats. If I run this, what happens? So yeah, destructuring, we haven't still done anything about destructuring. I do not understand the concept. It appears so. Let me open you. Let's open all the destructuring. So this is the basic destructuring, basic structure, where instead of this, you do this. Then another way to assign, store, copy the variables values is this, where you would say equals user. We already have a thing called stats. We don't need to store it anywhere. What do you mean this by this thing? Maybe a function should help me understand. Yeah, this is for arrays again. करना क्या? How destructure how? Within the argument, this is the argument. Within the argument to the function half, This is the function half to send only max and minimum inside the function. I think I'll try this. But when I did, oh yeah, another way I can think of is that this, then where would we store the variables value? Oh god. Interesting stuff. Okay. Oh yeah, I think we saw something about John Doe. So John Doe, and then this, and then that. But again, this says equals to user. So you know what? Let me refer to that again. So John Doe, and then inside this age email. Wait. Oh, okay. Let's read this. So stats, curly brackets, inside we write max comma space minimum, and we have a red underline, so that's not allowed. And then that's very invalid. Now we have max and minimum. How? I have no clue. Because this in itself is stats.max and stats.minimum. Are we supposed to remove this from here and then do it? Let's redo again. This still says 28.0. How does it know that we are referring to the stats? Wow, okay. Interesting. Is this it? I have no idea. Let's find out. It is indeed it. Kya pata. So half, and then we do this. You simply do this, and it will know which object it is, because we are mentioning the object here. Oh, okay. हाँ, हम लोग ऑब्जेक्ट का नाम बता रहे, तो वो ऑब्जेक्ट के अंदर जो भी होगा. ओह, very cool. Okay. So if we were to pass another object that would have another different max and minimum values, it would automatically pick those values. Very cool indeed, very nice. We have comments here. What does this say? Hello Mr. Sagar, how are you? In place of function parameters, you have to capture it in a destructuring way. Yes. Like what? So like property 1, property, your logic here. Hey, yeah, what you wrote exactly what I came up with. So I was trying that, but yeah, thank you. And then your logic here, exactly, by whatever the logic they've given, but yeah, your logic here, understand. And we already have 3 likes. Thank you so much for your support, guys. Yeah, I do appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Let's go to the next step. 48% complete. आज तो 100% हो ही जाएगा. I think not in half an hour or more. मतलब 1-1.5 घंटे में तो ये ख़त्म हो ही जाएगा अपना ES6. Okay. Create strings using template literals. Interesting. A new feature of ES6 is the template literal. This is a special type of string that makes creating complex strings easier. Okay. Complex strings. Is this what you call a complex string? Let's see. Special type of string. Template literals allow you to create multi-line strings and to use string interpolation features. Use string interpolation. What does interpolation mean? The insertion of something of a different nature into something else. In mathematics, it is the insertion of an immediate value or term into a series by estimating or calculating it from surrounding known values. The interpolation formula. A mark interjected in the conversation as the evening progressed, their interpolations became ridiculous. Okay. It's a type of estimation, a method of constructing new data points based on the range of a discrete set of known data points. Okay. broadly thoda idea aa raha hai, but yeah, let's read the code, let's consider the code. Okay, so allows you to create multi-line strings. Yeah, because yeah, हमें multi-line strings का ही काम आने वाला है actually, ये तो सब अभी सीख रहे इसलिए. And to use string interpolation features to create strings. So what does, oh, we have more comments from Mr. Sagar. What does this say? We have one, I think he is giving me an example. The comment, I think he is giving me an example of what a complex string is. So XYZ and a variable var. So is that a variable, or are you saying that var is a string? So XYZ variable is a complex string. Oh, any variable that is a string. What is the dollar sign? Is your entire comment a complex string? And inside backticks, ये नहीं समझ आया क्या है. So you don't need to use concatenate with plus operator, the addition, the plus operator. थोड़ा नहीं समझ आया, maybe मैं इसको पढ़ूंगा. If I read this, maybe I'll understand what your comment says. So I'll continue. Okay. Template littles allow you to create multi-line strings and to use string interpolation features to create strings. Consider the code below. Okay. So what does this do? Okay, we have an object called a person. A person has a name, Zodiac Hasbro. Hasbro is a company. They're best known for their Transformers toys and the famous franchisee Transformers. Zodiac is, well, the 12 Zodiacs. Then we have, the Zodiac Murderer. Very cool actually, that movie. Yeah, you should check that movie out, guys. Zodiac. Okay, so yeah, Zodiac and 56. Okay, and then we have another variable called greeting, that is a string, and inside a string there is hello, my name is, and then this says dollar sign and curly brackets person.name. So you can see person.name, my name is this. That is so cool. I came across this in Google Sheets. When I was working on Google Sheets, it used concatenate. This is the same way literally, but we used comma instead of this, commas and double quotes, and we didn't use double quotes, but yeah, I think we used something like this to work on Google Sheets. So I understand what this is saying. Basically this will be a variable. The moment we change the value of this, we reassign the value of name, we reassign the value of the name property. This will become it could be Harshal. So we can give different greeting cards. If I want to print 50 greeting cards with 50 different names, I can use this. Maybe a for loop that would choose the second value, the third value and the fifth value, and so on and so forth. Very cool. I am this years old. Very nice. Okay, we have another comment. What does this say? So if we have a variable called xyzvar equals 1 2 3, and also there's another string hello 1 2 3. Okay, I understand what you're saying now. Your comment makes sense now. Thank you. The console will display the strings hello, my name is Zodiac Hasbro, and you can see this exclamation mark, and all of that is stored inside, what's that character called? Is that a single inverted comma? Single inverted commas don't look like that. That is something new. I know where the button is. It is below the escape button. If you press shift and the button tilde, then this would come out, this would appear. So when I press shift and tilde, just simply write this, and inside whatever I write will be stored in that. I don't know why they're using this, whatever this is called. You know what, let's Google this. It's called a backtick. Okay, so backtick is a typographical mark in communities known as a backport, grave or grave accent. So this is a backtick. So this text is stored inside a backtick, and you can understand this is a string. Inside the string there is A variable is it begins with a dollar sign and then curly bracket, opening curly bracket and closing curly bracket, inside it whatever value we want to put. We could also put a function inside this. I think probably there should be some rules allowed and some rules should be in there to safeguard that it doesn't, anyone can't put anything in there. Okay, a lot of things happen there. First, the example uses backticks. Oh, it already, yeah, they already knew, they already mentioned it means backticks. Not quotes or single quotes or double quotes to wrap the string. So you use backticks to wrap these strings. Secondly, notice, I see what you mean, yes. Secondly, notice that the string is multi-line both in code and the output. This saves inserting /n within strings. The $variable syntax used above is a placeholder, yeah. This saves, yeah. Basically, you won't have to use concatenation with the plus operator anymore to add variables to strings. I understand what you mean. हमें वो spacing वेसिंग सब concatenation नहीं करना पड़ेगा. This will work smoothly with backticks, and we can put double quotes in there if I want to say hello, my name is, and in double quotes I put that, then that would also work. And then but I understand we can use double quotes to print books and so much stuff. Of course, we wouldn't use computing to print books, but what more do we have now? You can use single double quotes. Yep, exactly. You can press multiple, enter in between string, and it will still work. So it also allows multi-line string. Yes, thank you. Exactly. To add variables to string, you just drop the variable in a template string, and okay, so this is called a template string. Does it? Yeah, template literal. Okay. Wrap it with $sign, $curly and curly end. Similarly, you can include other expressions in your string literal. For example, a plus b. This new of creating strings gives you more flexibility to create robust strings. I like this. Let's continue. Oh, so now comes the HTML code. Interesting. List with the class text warning, no variable on top, line break. Okay. Yeah. जाते एक एक करके जाते. Use template literal syntax with backticks to create an array of list element strings. Each list element text should be one of the array elements from the failure property. On the result object. Where is the result object? From the result object. Yeah, this is the result object. So एक की प्रॉपर्टी बनाएंगे, ऐसा कुछ देखते हैं, एक करके जाते हैं. Each, okay, use template literal syntax. Backticks use करने वाले हैं. Template literal syntax with backticks to create an array of list element strings. Okay. So backticks के अंदर हम लोग list elements रखेंगे. Okay. Each list elements text should be one of the array elements. So the text of the list elements should be this from the failure property on the result object, and they have a class attribute with the value text warning, something like this. The make list function should return the array of list item strings. The make list function, is this it? Yeah, this is the function. The make list function should return the array of list item strings. Should return. We already have the return, and I believe we're going to store this inside this. I think इसके अंदर ये सब करने वाले हैं. If not, then we'll understand. Use an iterator method, any kind of loop to get the desired output shown below. अच्छा, ये print करवाना है. Any iterator method to get the desired output. Oh, अच्छा, I see. ये तो हमें, अच्छा, ये कॉपी करके पेस्ट नहीं करना है, ऐसा दिखाना है. ओके, सॉरी अबाउट दैट. हाँ, मैंने बोल दिया क्लास टेक्स्ट वार्निंग. यहाँ पे मुझे कोई दिखा है टेक्स्ट वार्निंग? नो, सो दैट विल बी हार्ड कोड एरिया. ओके. ना कुछ हम लोग वी आर गोइंग टू यूज सम एनी इटरेटर, एनी काइंड ऑफ लूप लिटरली. ओके, बट हर एक को प्रिंट करना है ना. To print till it doesn't end. constant failure items. You know what I'm going to write? Recursive try करते हैं. I'm not recursive is still not my strong suit. Any coding is not my strong suit anyway, so but yeah. Okay. So what should this do? What will it take? It will take an array. Result.failure, failures list, make list, result.failure. बेसिकली ये आर्ग्यूमेंट उसको मिलने वाली है 1 2 3. अच्छा, ये पूरा अरे मिलने वाला है उसको, पूरा अरे आर्ग्यूमेंट में मिलने वाला है. लेट्स फाइंड आउट क्या लिखेंगे. अरे लेंथ नो, नहीं वेरिएबल डिक्लेयर करना पड़ेगा. बिकॉज वी आर यूजिंग बट रिकर्सिव में तो बहुत टाइम जाएगा. आई एम नॉट श्योर अबाउट दैट. लेट्स फर्स्ट फिगर द फॉर लूप. If I can understand the for loop, then that will be easier actually. So in this, let's say let I equals 0, then we write what? Then I don't know, but then we write I plus plus. यहाँ पे क्या लिखेंगे? What comparison can we use? पहले तो I होगा obviously. I is greater than what? Array dot length, length. If I is less than array length, then keep adding. Okay. इसके अंदर लिखेंगे return. Okay. रिटर्न तो हमने फेलियर आइटम्स कर ही दिया है. हम लोग अपेंड करेंगे. अपेंड के लिए क्या यूज़ करेंगे? पुश, या पुश करते हैं ना. हाँ, विल यूज़ पुश. So what will we push? Wait, where will we push it? So failure items dot push what? Now inside this we write the, let me read this again. Okay, yeah. The backticks. Inside the backticks we begin with this first one. So single quotes, दो सिंगल कोट्स आएंगे. इसके अंदर सारा टेक्स्ट आएगा. सो li opening closing. li also has a class equals text hyphen warning. हर एक में सेम रहेगा, सिर्फ ये चेंज होने वाला है. आई कैन सी दिस इज़ द ओनली थिंग दैट्स चेंजिंग. द रेस्ट इज स्टैटिक. फिर यहाँ पे एंड देयर इज नो स्पेसिंग इन्वॉल्व एक्सेप्ट फॉर द क्लास. लिटरली क्लास के बाद ही स्पेसिंग है. कहाँ गया? या क्लास टेक्स्ट वार्निंग, इसका डबल कोट्स एंड देन we what do we put? We put the dollar sign, curly brackets closed. Leave that for now. उसको भी पकड़ेंगे. इसके अंदर क्या लिखना है वो भी देखेंगे. And then again what do we write? We put the closing li tag and you close it. इसमें क्या है? इसमें रेड अंडरलाइन दिखा रहा है. लेट्स रीड why. कोई गलती है शायद, उसके अंदर कुछ लिखना पड़ेगा. खाली नहीं छोड़ सकते, ऐसा कुछ होगा. could be. Is that it? li class text warning and then inside we have this no var li and then single quotes. Okay. I do not see why there is a red underline. I do not understand why there is a red underline. Okay. और यहाँ पे सेमीकोलन डालते हैं. Yes. Semicolon also gives us a red underline because this is not where it should be. It should be here. हाँ. अभी यहाँ पे जाते हैं. क्या लिखेंगे? क्या पुश करना है? फर्स्ट वैल्यू क्या है? I equals 0, so oh हाँ, ये मैं अरे का नाम देगा, rest dot failure, literally rest dot failure लिख के दिया है, thank you. So arr dot, not dot, sorry, in this we write I think that will work. You can see the red underline has also disappeared. It was waiting for an argument, so I think this will run how many times until the length has been reached. Wait a second, ये नहीं होना चाहिए, length -1, क्योंकि length 3 है but उसकी value 0, 1, 2 and 3 होगी, 0 and 1 and 2 होगी, I think. Let's see. Instead of return, I'll do this. I'll make you what? Console.log failure items. So it printed 2 things and not 3 things. इसकी वजह से ये -1 मैंने डाला. I was wrong. Okay, so it did in fact print this. अभी ये यहाँ पे स्लैश आ गया है, क्यों आ गया कैसे आगे समझते हैं. It did not print this, it printed this. So let's see, where did the slash appear from? सोचते हैं. I just saw your comment. Use array instead of result dot failure in my code. Wait, what? Use arr instead of result dot failure in my code. You mean this? हाँ, ये तो उन्होंने वो खुद लिख के रखा है. Doesn't matter. We can write something else too. If I write array is not defined. जाते हैं वहाँ पे भी जाएंगे. अरे आया in your code. Yep. अच्छा, you meant this. Okay, I understand. Okay, that we've already solved that. Okay. Now, why do we have you? What does this slash mean? Why is there a slash? यहाँ पे नहीं है. Or is it supposed to be that way? I don't believe it one bit. For 1 bit. No variable on top and line break. उसने दिखा तो दिया. Why is there an extra slash? Is this because of that? Interesting. Yeah, so it printed that as a character. Interesting. Also, by default, if we use backticks, it will, yeah, because it is an array, so array will be stored as a string unless specified otherwise. I think, yeah, makes sense. Yeah, हो गया. देखते हैं क्या क्या tests हैं. Failures list should be an array containing result failure messages. Result space failure messages. क्या बोल रहा है? Let's see. Okay, we passed it, but I do not understand this test. What does this say? Failures list. Where is failures list? This says failures list should be an array containing result space failure messages. हाँ बराबर, हाँ उसके messages होने चाहिए. हाँ तो उसने कर दिया. Failures list should be equal to the specified output. ये हमने specified output है. It does equal that. Template strings and expression interpolation should be used. I think, yeah, that's what they're saying. Expression interpolation. An iterator should be used. We used a for iterator or a loop. We could also have used something else. Or you say run. Thank you. Okay, write concise front object literal declarations using object property shorthand. New stuff. Now we are running shorthands in JavaScript. So write concise object literal declarations using object property shorthand. Okay, so this is a function called get mouse position. Wait, let's ES6 is a nice about defining object literals. Okay, so there's this function called get mouse position. It takes two arguments x and y. Inside this it will take x as x and y as y. Okay, get mouse position is a simple function that returns an object containing two properties. Yes, ES6 provides the syntactic sugar to eliminate the redundancy of having to write xx. You can simply write x once and it will be converted to xx or something like that. I think, yeah, we wrote it this way a few steps ago. I wrote these curly brackets in here, and then the max minimum function in here. We came across some stats where we use this. So I get what you're saying a little bit. So basically, instead of writing this much, we simply need to write this once. I think that's what they're saying. If I'm wrong, then I'll be proven wrong. And it's already inside a curly bracket. ये return भी हट जाएगा क्योंकि हम arrow use कर रहे हैं. Oh sorry. Yeah, ये भी हट जाएगा. If you want to remove this too, yeah, why not? हाँ, इसको एक लाइन में कर देते हैं, इसमें कुछ फर्क नहीं है वैसे. Oh, sorry. हो गया, I think. Let's check first. Oh yeah, this should also be inside brackets. Why do we have two oh, then we don't need you, do we? इसको भी हटाओ. Apparently that is wrapped inside this. So इसके लिए क्या करेंगे? अभी इसको तो एडिट करना ही पड़े. I think this will do. If it doesn't, then we'll also add these brackets. Name is gender. इसने की गलती. अच्छा, जेंडर भी डालना है. Right, name is and gender. Zodiac has bro. And return, yeah, return and object. हाँ, बट इससे तो रिटर्न कर जाना चाहिए ना. ये इसमें उन्होंने लिखा ही था. Let's read you. That should do it. That in itself will return the value. नहीं, क्या मजाक कर रहे हैं? I remember we don't. Okay, हटो. Oh हाँ. Oh sorry, the wrong way. Yeah, this will return the value. We don't need to write value. Redundancy मैंने हटाने का किया था. Exactly. So yeah, this is how you write this code. Age, gender, name, age, gender. This will literally print whatever we give it. Yep. I have more comments. He says return curly brackets. Return inside curly brackets name and gender, or use name and gender. Thank you. Exactly. हाँ, मैं वही सोचूं. मैंने वो कल रात को ही किया था. उसने उन्होंने स्पेसिफिकली बोला था कि रिटर्न लिखने की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ेगी अगर हम शॉर्ट फंक्शंस लिख रहे हैं तो. With ES6, not ES5. Okay. When defining functions within objects in ES5, we have to use the keyword function as follows. Okay. So what does this do? This is an object. An object has the name person. Person has a name property called Taylor. And then inside the object itself, we have a function called say hello. It doesn't take any arguments. It simply returns hello, my name is this. Okay. So this is how one would write code in ES5. Interesting. Okay, a function inside an object. New stuff. With ES6 you can remove the function keyword. Yes, वो कल भी वही सीखा था. वो function word लिखने की ज़रूरत नहीं. Instead you directly write the argument. So remove the function keyword and colon altogether. ये भी हटा देंगे. basically it would say hello equals function, right? No, kuch nahi, sirf say hello and then okay, interesting. When defining functions in objects, here's an example of this syntax. So say hello, itna text delete ho gaya, you can see that, and then of course curly brackets and then return. With if we are using arrows, then we wouldn't even need return with ES6, but hey, this is still cool, very cool. Okay, refactor the function setGear. Where is setGear? This is the function setGear. SetGear. Excuse me. SetGear. Gear. Use the shorthand syntax described above. Basically जैसे हमने पढ़ा, यहाँ पे सिर्फ इतना हट जाता है, इसे मैं हटा दूंगा, काम हो गया. I think, let's see. Yeah, that's it. That was it. You have to know what you were supposed to delete. Yeah. Use class syntax to define a constructor function. Now we are going to build a constructor function. Bye. Okay. ES6 provides a new syntax to create objects using the class keyword. So objects बनाने के लिए हम लोग class keyword use करते हैं. पहले ये syntax नहीं था. Okay. In ES5, an object can be created by defining a constructor function, and okay, using the new keyword to instantiate the object, to make it instantiate. इसको instance बनाने के लिए. In ES6, a class declaration has a constructor method that is invoked with the new keyword. If the constructor method is not explicitly defined, then it is implicitly defined with no arguments. So let's see. This is the explicit constructor that was for ES5. Is not explicitly, so okay. So what does this do? There is a class called space shuttle. There's an object called space shuttle. What does this do? So inside we have a constructor method. Yes, that defines the constructor method, which would say target planet. Okay. Is that an argument? Yes, I think it would take the argument called target planet, and then you would say this dot target planet equals target planet. Then we have takeoff. Takeoff is another function. It doesn't take any arguments. It simply prints to this planet, this dot target planet. What does this do? Let's read. Sorry. This in JavaScript. This keyword, okay, this keyword refers to an object. What happened? Sorry. Okay. Return this dot first name in JavaScript. This keyword refers to an object. Which object depends on how this is being invoked. This keyword refers to different objects depending on how it used. In an object method, this refers to the object. Yeah, we are using the object method. So this, wait. When you are referring to this, are you referring to the space shuttle or the constructor? In a function, this refers to the global object. For example, देखते हैं. We have a function. It says return, मतलब function dot first name plus this. पढ़ते हैं थोड़ा. Whatever h1 ये subscript आया. So there is an object called person. It has John Doe ID this, and full name has a value function. Function runs this way. It would return this. So this function probably not first name. Oh, I think they mean this object. So this object's first name, and then add whatever. So and then this. Okay, so this as in. Oh, this would become John, and then space, and then this would become Doe. So it would literally print John Doe. Yep, you can see it has been printed. Okay, I understand this now. So we use this based on different objects, global objects. etc. elements. Okay, I'll close these tabs. Okay, so that's how they use this. Now we have a takeoff function which would print this value. Okay, so that's explicit, where you use constructor explicitly. Here you can see a class called rocket has been returned. A class with the value rocket has been given. Okay, it opens with a curly bracket. Inside we have a function called launch. So instead of constructor this target and nothing's there, we simply just begin with a function called launch, and launch prints this value to the moon. It prints this string to the moon. Then we have another constant called Zeus. It says new space shuttle. So this is another, I think, function. It says new because we're using new function. So new or space shuttle. So we go back to this space shuttle Jupiter. So when you are putting this code, it says yeah, it will take in the target planet, I believe. पता नहीं, देखते हैं. And prints to Jupiter in console. To Jupiter, so it would print this. Now I think we read the implicit constructors method. We write constant atlas equals new rocket. ये सब कुछ नहीं, simply we write new space rocket. I think new means a new entry inside the object. To instantiate. Okay, let's find out what instantiation means. Represent as or by an instance a study of two groups who seem to instantiate productive aspect of this, of a universal or abstract concept to be represented by an actual example. Okay. So what does this do? It would instantiate the rocket class or the object. So it will simply run this. So whatever it will, oh wait, no. What interesting. And then we write atlas.launch. We literally call this function launch from atlas. So, oh, if I write atlas.launch, it's literally calling this launch function from the class rocket. Interesting. It should be noted that the class keyword declares a new function. So, not an object. In this case, so class keyword declares a new function to which a constructor is added. Yeah. This constructor is invoked when new is called to create a new object. New. So we're creating a new object inside space shuttle. What do you mean? Will it get stored in target planet? I understand target planet, but weird. Oh, we have Mr. Sagar saying bye. Bye, Mr. Sagar. Thank you for joining with this live video. I'll see you again whenever you come back. Enjoy with your live video, and yeah. Interesting. Okay. Okay, let's continue. Okay, it should be noted the class keyword declares a new function to which a constructor is added. This constructor is invoked with when new is called. New is called. Upper camel case should be used by convention for ES6 class names as in space shuttle used above. तो जब class बनाते हैं तब we use upper camel case. The constructor method is a special method for creating and initializing an object created with a class. You will learn more about it in the object-oriented programming section. So the constructor is a special method for creating and initializing an object. Okay. Of the JavaScript algorithms and data structures. So yeah, there is a course for to learn object-oriented programming and algorithms. Okay. Use the class keyword and write a constructor to create the vegetable class. Okay. क्या बोल रहा है? Use the class keyword and write a constructor. Probably this I think. Okay. To create the vegetable class. The vegetable class allows you to create a vegetable project with a property name that gets passed to the constructor. Okay, I'm going to keep this open for reference. So we write class, we write the keyword class, and I write then what do we want? Vegetable, right? vegetable, and then we put the curly brackets. Now inside the curly brackets will have a lot of magic. See, canon.name, so there will be a function called name, but first we put the constructor. Inside this constructor will be okay, plant name. Let's see what they want us to do with a property name that gets passed to the constructor. Name, let's write it the constructor way and then write it this implicit constructor. This is explicit method and this is the implicit method. Okay, क्या चाहिए इसको? बस इतना ही. Vegetable should be a class with a defined constructor method. Okay, the class keyword should be used. Yeah, it has been used. Vegetable should be able to be instantiated. This should be able to be instantiated. Carrot.name should return carrot. Okay. So ये है construction. इसके अंदर क्या लिखेंगे? This dot name equals name. Okay, and then we call a function called name, and curly brackets we write console.log. Inside this, what do we print? We simply printed the name. Because we've already done this, I think we can't, it's not allowing us. So if I remove this altogether, it will still work. Yeah, you can see that is happening. I do not understand why. Let's redo. Launch name, then console log to the move, and we see why. What did we mess up? Let's see. Okay, when I remove this, nothing happens.